What's up everybody, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Right, today guys, we've got a 24mm dual coil RDA, but you can also run it in single coil if you wish. And it's called the Yup, and this is by a company called Famovape. I've got the stainless steel version here. We've got top angled airflow with holes in it, and I've got it sitting on top of the Tauren mechanical mod. This is the copper version, which is slightly patinaed. So yeah, I think it looks rather nice myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down low, show the box that the Yup comes in. We're going to put a build and some wick in this one today as well. And then we're going to come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think of the Yup by Famovape. See you down there in a bit. Right, we're down at the table. We've got the Yup RDA from Famovape. So a quick look around this box. You've got the contents on that side, special wire design on that side. And on here, notable features, it's 24mm, the diameter, made from 304 stainless steel. You've got gold plated bill posts. Deep juice well, it says, doesn't stipulate how many millimeters. Adjustable top side airflow, bottom feeding pin, 510 gold plated pin, 810 resin drip tip, and a 510 to drip tip adapter, manufactured by Famovape there. So on the side we have some nice thumb inserts to make it easier to remove the lid. Inside the box you'll find a quality control card, and there's also this baggie here which has got a flathead blue screwdriver. There's your 510 drip tip adapter, a load of O-rings, spare flathead grub screws, but unfortunately with my one there was no bottom feed-in squonk pin, so thoroughly disappointed. And I did contact Vaping 101, sent them a couple of emails, 3 Facebook messages, and I didn't hear a reply. So the one we've got today is just an RDA, no squonk. So here it is. So have a quick look at the top first. We've got the 810 fitting Delrin drip tip. It's a nice shiny finish, this one. So on the top you'll see we've got the O-ring on the inside, so all of your goon size 810s will fit in there. So have a quick look around the bottom. So we've got Yup RDA, and we've got manufactured by Famovape. So we just zoom in a little bit. And there you can see it. There's your gold plated 510 pin with the peak insulator surrounding it. So let's have a look at the top then. We've got the diagonal lines here, which acts as knurling, because this has got adjustable airflow. If we just see here, we've got 7 holes on each side. We've got the Yup logo engraved in here. And I'll just take this top cap off for you. So a quick look inside there. As you can see here, we have these angled edges, which basically ramps the airflow at a 45-degree angle down onto the actual coils. So if you see, put that back on, we have got the O-ring that helps the seal on the top. So that goes like so. So when the air's coming in, it's coming in downwards, much like the dead rabbit type airflow. And I do believe the drop dead that's just come out has got a very similar airflow to this, so very interesting. But let's just line this up again. So at the moment we've got all the holes exposed, and then you can shut off one at a time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you adjust on one side will be the same on the other. Now I don't believe there's there is a single cord option, so we could just put it this way round like so, and then you've got the airflow shut off on one side and just open on the one. So that's a very nice touch. I've only just noticed that one. I've just been rocking it in dual coil mode myself. Right, just taken off the caps. We've got a 2-piece top cap here. This is what it looks like inside. onto the build deck. Right, so they called it a Y-shaped build deck. They've obviously been influenced by the drop and the dead rabbit, because they do look very familiar, these posts. Gold plated. Got the flathead grub screws here. So I've got them all fully open at the moment, or more or less. So let's just get my ceramic tweezers. You can just see, you can see the peak insulator go around this particular section here. Now that means that this is your positive block, this is the negative block. So when you mount your coils, if you're doing it in dual coil, you have one coil there, but you probably want to pull it in somewhat, and the other coil is on this side here. And you could, in theory, do one large single coil and have it mounted in the middle. Or if you prefer, you just have your single coil just on one of the sides and just marry it up with the airflow on the one side there. So we haven't got a huge depth to this juice well, but obviously when you put the top cap back on, you're going to get basically all the way up to here as a juice well. So that's a very good thing. So it's going to be really hard to over squonk this one. You'll obviously see we've got two notches, one on either side. And if we just have a look in the deck, there's also notches in there. Oh, sorry, the sleeve. One there and one on the other side. So when you put this on, you can put it slightly off and then just give it a little twist and it will just lock into place, which means when you want to take it off the mod, it comes off very nicely. So that's a really good touch. Right, so I've recently picked up some coils, purchased them from a guy off Facebook, one of my subscribers on the channel called Bill Byrne, and he's called the Rolling Fog Coils. Just started out making his own coils. Excuse the labels, he said he ran out of blue ink, but the two we're gonna try today, I should say, are frame staples, and they're 2 times 28 gauge, times 8, times 0.3, times 0.1. And NI80 with 40 gauge stainless steel 316L wrap. Now he did mention that he's put the wrong ohmage on this particular coil, but I think it's going to come out to around about 0.1 ohm for the pair. So let's have a quick look at them. So yeah, if you want to check out the Rolling Fog Coils on Facebook, they do look very tidy indeed, these coils. Let's just get it zoomed right in for you. Here you go. You've done a pretty decent job with these. I believe they're 3mm in a diameter. So yeah, they're the frame staple. They're the largest ones I've got. He also does staples, fuse Claptons, quad core fuse, Claptons, and tri-core fuse. So we got a selection of coils there. So check out the Rolling Fog Facebook page for more details. Right, so I've just mounted my coils. I did use the coily tool to predetermine the leg lengths, which is this little contraption here. Got the MF Vape personalised one. Check out coilytool.co.uk or the Facebook page and group. Now, I used this coil previously in the week, and if you put it in the bottom here, you'll see that it's around about 7mm. So what you do with your new coil, you put it in from the underside first, and then you hold it at the top, and then you just literally snip the legs flush, and then you'll get a nice perfect leg size. So my camera wasn't recording earlier, so I ended up building it and then realised it wasn't recording. So this is as far as we've got. But one good thing I've noticed with this RDA, the way these Y-shaped posts are here, you really can find it easy to get your snips in. I think it might even be easier than the drop, because you can come in from this side and just snip them like this, if you found that they were a little bit too long. Right, we're going to put it on the drone. I know we haven't got a squonk pin in, but this is a DNA 250 chip in here, so I know it will fire below 0.1. So yeah, we're 007 at the moment, 0.07. So let's bed these coils in. Right, so there we have it. Let's put the top cap back on, lock it into place, and that's the Yup, rebuilt and rewicked. So let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. Back up top we've got the Yup by Famovape. So what do I think of it then? Right, the fit and finish of this is really good. I like the engraving on it. The holes are nice, there's no burr marks or anything. I like the knurling around the top cap. It makes adjusting the airflow really easy. It's a really nice, there's a little bit of restriction, but you can just do one a hole at a time. Absolutely no dramas at all. So the actual O-ring tolerances are really good on this. The bottom O-ring is a little bit loose, but it's not a problem because it locks into place and you can hold it by the top, and no dramas of it actually popping off. So yeah, it's really good, because one thing I really annoys me with some of these RDAs is where you really have to pull a lot to get it off. So those with dexterity issues shouldn't have a problem using this RDA. Now I like the fact that it's got an 8M fitting drip tip, and the black one that comes with it, this shiny one, I think looks really nice and it's very comfortable in the mouth. Now the build deck, it's obviously been inspired by the drop and the dead rabbit, and they've come up with their own version basically, and it's quite interesting because I know Heathen and TVC, the Vapor Chronicles, have just come up with a joint collaboration with the Drop Dead, but it seems as though Yup have done exactly that themselves, because you've basically got dead rabbit style posts, but it's actually really easy to clip the leads. Your clippers actually fit in there really well on this one, and with the airflow, the dead rabbit's got the top angled airflow, but they've actually put the holes in as well. So I don't know if they saw a design of the Drop Dead first, but yeah, they've done a really good job of this particular RDA anyway. Now another good pro with this, we'll just give it some more juice. You can really blur the juice into this one, because basically this whole section from the top airflow downwards is acting as a juice reservoir. So I've had no problems with this one leaking whatsoever. The fact that you've got the angled airflow as well, it means you really need to tip it upside down for the juice to actually come out. But let's have a little toot. Got the airflow wide open. Nice smooth airflow as well. It is a semi-restrictive vape even with all the airflows open, so that's just one thing to bear in mind. That may be a con to some of you, because even I don't really need to restrict these airflows down. Now I'm going to come on to the actual hand-built coils now. A big shout out to the Rolling Fog Coils, which is basically, his name is Bill Byrne, and you can find him on Facebook, and he's got a Facebook page on there called the Rolling Fog Coils, or TRF. Now, the one that I showed you on the build today was the frame staple, but it came out to 0.07 ohms. So the only mod I could fire it on was with my drone, but because we weren't squonking today, I took them out and I put some of his, what ones was it? The tri-core fused mech cores. Now these are 3x27 gauge nichrome 80 with a 40 gauge stainless steel wrap, and coming out at 0.2 ohm per core. So it actually came out to about 0.1 ohms. So as you can imagine, it has given a pretty hard hit on this mech. Now I wouldn't advise to anyone to go below 0.15, 0.18 on a mech, but I have got the Vapcell 35 amp rated batteries, 21700 in here. So the way I see it, if you do the odd toot on it, don't chain vape it, shouldn't be a problem. And if you ever feel that the tube is getting warm, take the battery out and take the ATI off. Let's just give you one more puff. But getting on to the flavour of this. Now, the first cores I tried on this were Coilology Tricore Fuse Claptons, and I was getting some really good flavour from them. And after trying out these handmade cores from the Rolling Fog, I think the flavour has actually increased slightly. So I'm very impressed with these cores. Now I purchased them from Facebook, and Bill kindly sent a few extra over so I could use them in my reviews. But this is the first time I've tested them in this build, and I think they taste really good. So I will be purchasing more in the future. Now he's got a range of cores you can buy. You've got staggered fuse, we've got frame staples in the smaller version for RTAs, or larger for your RDAs. We've got Claptons, fuse Claptons, quad core fused, and he uses nichrome and stainless steel. You can use fully stainless steel for the smaller cores. So, and they're very reasonable prices. I think you can get 10 of the aliens for about £10, something like that, but you'd have to check his Facebook page for more details. Obviously the bigger cores, I think they're something like, I can't quite remember the prices, so you'll have to check out the page anyway. But a big thumbs up to Bill Byrne for kindly making those. I ordered them on Friday night and they arrived on the Wednesday morning. So I got 24 cores built and sent out and delivered in basically 2 working days, and they arrived on the 3rd working day. So very impressive. So please check him out. But going back to the Yup RDA, it's got a nice locking feature, this one as well. I know this is basically got lots of different features from other RDAs, but to be honest, most ATIs out there are using ideas from different RDAs too. So I'm not going to grumble. Other people are going to say, oh, it's just a drop clone, or it's a dead rabbit clone, or whatever. But I think this is a thoroughly good RDA. For $16.99, you can't really go wrong. The only one niggling for me is that swank pin not being in the package, so I do hope when Mr. Vaping 101 comes back from holiday, you might be able to source me one. Another little niggle with this actually is it's got flathead screws, and they're very small and hard to build because you're doing it at the angle as well. It's even harder when you're trying it on camera. Yeah, this Tourer mech, I've got it in the copper one here, and this really does hit like a train. It's got a really nice ball bearing inside the fire button on this, so if you want to check out my review on it, it's the Tourer mech mod. It's on my channel, so please do. But you can pick one of these up for less than £40 in the UK. It's a very good mech mod in my opinion. Yeah, so all in all with this atomizer though, I think they've done a very good job of it, and I'll definitely give it a thumbs up. And for £16.99, it's a very good value for money. Nice airflow, great flavour, good build quality, good O-ring tolerances. So yeah, very recommended from me. So if you did enjoy the video, please give it a little thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, it would be great if you could consider subscribing, and make sure you hit the little bell notification to be notified of all my latest videos. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and you can also check out my website. It's mfvape.co.uk. So until next time guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.